Damn, Dunk. You ain't have to hit him with the
Jukes!
You know me, the fighting freak Knuckles, and we're at Pumpkin Hill. You ready?
Alright, so this is how we're gonna do this. So we're going to be kind of putting ourselves in a movie, right? Like in well-known horror shows, right? And what we're gonna do is basically we have to have the mindset that we would have, but like we don't know the end result. So like, for example, if you knew your best friend was the killer or some shit at the end of the movie, you're not gonna know that while you put yourself in the movie. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna kind of list. We're gonna talk about what we would do if we were in those movies. We're gonna pick familiar movies, of course, that most people know, and then if we don't, then we can explain what the movie's about a little bit. So yeah, you want to start this one off with your list?
All right.
All right, let's get it.
So hello, stream. Welcome to another video. So today we're going to be talking about what horror movie scenarios we could survive, or at least we think we could survive. So number one on my list is Tremors. Now, it's kind of an older horror movie, but I think a good amount of people would know what it's about. But essentially, this town that's like way out in like the middle of Arizona mysteriously starts getting attacked by these giant underground worms. So these things are prehistoric. There was like an earthquake and in the mines, and they were released. Now, essentially, they're giant prehistoric worms, so they're blind and deaf, but they hunt by sound. So if you walk on the ground, they can feel you walk on the ground. They'll tunnel through it and come up and eat you. So initially in the movie, people start disappearing, and they're like, "Oh, this is really weird. You know, what's going on?" Until eventually they start running into them, and they're like, "Oh shit, what the hell is that?" And then there's the usual, "Hey guys, there's giant worms eating people," and everyone's like, "Nah, you crazy." And then everyone starts seeing them, and yada yada yada.
Okay.
But essentially, so in this situation,
The worms that heat sink.
yeah, yes.
How you doing, Reds?
Well, that's later. That's the second movie, and,
Yeah.
and the third movie they go further. But the first one is just the worms running around.
Yeah.
So essentially, all right, if people start disappearing around my town, right? Naturally, anyone's gonna be like, all right, this is a little weird, and you are gonna be suspicious. Now, later on, if I'm out with like my friends and stuff, and someone like rushes in, like freaking out, like, oh my god, there's giant worms eating people. Of course, like there's gonna be, I would say I want to say like a 65% bullshit meter going off. Like this dude's full of shit. But then there's that last percentage where I'm like, they might be onto something. And then obviously when you actually see it, you're gonna be like, oh shit, they're right. Now the thing is, they're in like it's basically Arizona, so like you're far away from everything. It's not like you could just just drive to the city. It's like like nearest place is probably like 20-25 miles away.
Uh-huh.
Everyone has shitty cars. You can't run it; they'll just hunt you down. You can't walk around the desert; you'll die of dehydration. So, I mean,
So what would you do, Jared? What would you do?
I mean, I got a gun, but it doesn't work because they're under the ground. I don't have dynamite to blow them up like they did in the movie. My car is pretty good, but it's not made for off-roading. So if I lived in Arizona, I'd kind of be fucked.
You probably get stuck in some sand. And
Yeah,
some
I
shit.
get stuck, and then I'm screwed because they can pull a car under the ground.
I seen that shit.
Yeah, I don't got a stock of food like the boy Bert. So
Yep. Bert was my boy, yo.
real talk, I'd probably end up like that dude who climbs a telephone pole trying to like get away from them, but just dying of dehydration. Like,
Damn.
like real talk, like you could say, yeah, I'm a capable person, but it's like depending on who you're around, it doesn't matter. You could be screwed if you don't have a certain set of skills, like surviving in a desert, for instance, which most people won't even know what to do. But I gotta find water, and that's it. You're gonna die. Also, you're probably gonna freak out like, I can run and I can make it, and you ain't gonna make it. You're gonna get nommed by the giant worms.
Okay. Reds suggested farm on your roof. See, Reds, that's the thing, is like so we know, right? we know how the movie ends and whatnot, right? So you got to put yourself in a scenario where you are clueless as to what is happening, and every decision you're making is based completely off you, right? Which brings me to this one.
All right, go for it.
Saw series before the
damn, bro.
before the crazy girl took over.
Okay.
Right? So the Saw series, I think everybody here knows Saw, but boom. Basically, Jigsaw puts you in a scenario where you're supposed to value your life over everything, right? And the thing about the Saw series is, one, he kidnaps you some way, somehow, some form, right? Sometimes he puts you in like, you know, he breaks into your apartment or jumps you out on the street, you know, that kind of thing, right? So that's already off the jump right there. First and foremost, you ain't jumping my ass. I don't give a shit who you are, right? You unless you come with some friends or some shit, all right? Because Jigsaw doesn't go come with me and have a knife. No, he actually like goes up behind you, puts you to sleep, right? What was it? Chloroform? Chloroform? That's what it's called.
The chloroform where he had like a needle where he injects you with some stuff and then knocks you out. One or two.
So that's number one. Number two, here's the thing: most of the people that were captured are noteworthy for doing some crazy shit in the news.
Assholes, not at the same time.
Like basically, like he basically wants, you know, assholes to value their lives, right? Give them a second chance, right? So that's his number two. I ain't about to be no asshole for newsworthy shit, right? That's number two. But let's say I was, and I get into a trap. Most people know the bear claw trap, right? Where it's like, I believe it's when the bear trap is when your mouth, right, is covered in a bear trap, and at a certain time where your mouth will rip completely open, right? And I forgot the scenario you got to do, right? But that's the most famous. But I ain't talking about that one. I'm talking about the one that was a spoof also on Scary Movie, where it was I think it was the first Saw, in which the first guy wakes up in a tub. When he's moving, the key to his lock goes down the drain, right? Which and then the other guy is they have to basically saw off their ankle to get free, and they can't saw off the chains because the saw itself isn't like sharp enough, right? And they have to get a cell phone. Like there's a cell phone that they have to get, everything like that. When I look at it, homeboys, then this is something I would do. I would take that long ass saw and drag the cell phone to me.
Was it close enough?
Yeah.
It was?
It was really close enough. Right? I would take, because the cell phone was in Jigsaw and he was playing dead at the time. The cell phone is on him. Right? And basically the doctor, you know, he answered the cell phone and it was his family. Right? If he had waited a bit, he would have been fine. But instead, they decide to, you know, hawk off their shit. Let me tell you something. Unless I'm gonna actually die right there, right? Because in that trap, there was no immediate danger. There was no poison gas happening, or none of that, right? Like, I would legit just go, I'm gonna see what I could reach and shit like that, right? And then on top of that, and most of the time you're competing with somebody else for survival. That's the only trap that you wasn't competing. It was just based off what is your will to live. But, you know, most of us, when we're in those scenarios, we're panicking. We don't know what to do. We're frantic. We don't, and then we're like, oh no, we need to chop our ankle off. And it's like, I gotta do it. And then you chop your ankle off, not knowing that your ass could just be like, we just get that shit over there with this damn saw. Right? Like, cause I don't know, most people ain't gonna just chop off their shit, especially when you like do it the first time. It's like, yeah, and you're like, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Right? Me, I'm most likely not chopping off my shit, bro. I'm just not. Right? If I die, I die. You know what I'm saying? But me, I'm not gonna do that. Right? But that's me. Saw the first one. That's the one for me.
Okay. All right. The second movie that I think that I could probably survive. This is an old one. This is a classic. The Blob. So, if you don't know, The Blob, I mean, it's a classic horror movie. So essentially, a meteor crashes, and this one dumbass. Well, you know what? I won't call him a dumbass because if there was a meteor crash, I won't lie. I'd probably go look because I'm curious. Now, the dude who goes to look, right? The meteor cracks open, and there's like a goop inside that's kind of moving. Now the dude is looking at it, goes down, and like tries to poke it with a stick, which is where I draw the line of my curiosity. Like once it starts doing weird shit, I'm out. Like I'm not inspecting it.
Yeah.
So then, of course, it jumps on him, and he's freaking out, running around through the woods. And this dude runs into him, and he's like, "Oh, dude, let me get you to the hospital." They leave him in a room, and the Blob starts eating him. They come back, dude's in half. The goop is gone, and basically the Blob starts sneaking around through drain pipes and stuff like that, and just picking off people. And of course, the more people it eats, the bigger it gets. And by the end of the movie, like this thing is massive. And it's just eating everybody. And of course, the government's like, "Ooh, alien/bioweapon. We can contain it." Of course, they can't contain it. Shit gets out of control. And they end up having to freeze it, which is the only way to stop it. Because like it doesn't care about fire. It doesn't care about guns, explosive, none of that. It's just eating people.
Okay.
And basically, if you know what an amoeba is, once it grabs you, it starts dissolving your body like that. And you like dissolve in like maybe 15 seconds. So there's that. Also, when you watch this movie, I would argue that 70% of the deaths, like the early deaths especially, were so preventable. Mm-hmm. So like one dude, he's a cook in the kitchen, right? He was doing the dishes, and the sink clogs. Now there's no water in the sink, but you heard it jam. And this man goes over to the sink and like sticks his face down in the drain, which one you're never supposed to do because if something does shoot out of the drain, it's gonna hit you in the face, potentially hurting you, potentially blinding you. That's just common sense. You don't do that. And then there's also the people who are like, "I heard a weird noise. Let me go into the dark room," like those, and I'm like, bro, that's horror movie 101. You don't do that.
That's Scooby-Doo syndrome right there. That's Scooby-Doo
Even now
syndrome.
in real life, bro, if I hear some weird shit in an area I don't know about, I don't investigate. I'm not investigating. And then also, if I was in the town at the point where people are like, "Oh no, this is a legit problem," I'm leaving. I mean, mind you, the government blocked off the town so you couldn't leave, so I'd probably get shot at the border or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I'm not going to be a dumbass who stays in the town trying to figure this shit out. I'm bouncing. Like...
Common sense. Common fucking sense. What the... Like,
oh, it doesn't. It's like, bro.
I mean? Okay.
That's what applies on my list. That one, if it wasn't for the government, I would live. That's all I'm saying. Like, I would bounce.
I got you with a classic. But it's a classic, but it's not really a classic. It's a remake of a classic. Dawn of the Dead. Right.
Okay, classic zombie.
So
right,
you know, y'all know, you know what I mean. So those that know Dawn of the Dead, basically, it's not even a virus or nothing. Like the only explanation is on the newscast where they said, "If there's no room in hell, the dead shall walk the earth." Like that was literally all the explanation we got. Right. So the thing about Dawn of the Dead, one, that shit was scary as a kid. Right. That. Yo, like, all right, so the main character's, like, literally the main character's husband literally gets bitten in front of her, right? So let me go. Number one, if I'm the husband. One, this little ass girl breaks into my house covered in blood. Her teeth are like, right?
Red flag.
What the fuck was that?
From there, that door is shut, right? From there, that part of the house no longer exists to me, right? That's number one, right? Number two, I'm in the car, but you know what? They like, let me be a neighbor, right? Let me be a fine neighbor. And man, my boy got bit in the neck. His vein popped out like it was some raw piece of chicken. I'm sitting here like, yo, dumbass, gonna hug a girl who's covered in blood, going like, right? So that's number one. Number two, the mall, right? So I gotta describe that part. Basically, they meet up with a security guard and all the other folk, and they meet in a mall, right? The one thing about the zombies that you realize is the zombies basically are borderline stupid. They're more reactive than anything, right? So I would have chilled out in the mall. And the place where they were, especially it's a mall, so the place where they were, they most likely could have, and this is me because I have my own garden, set up a garden at the top of the mall, right? You set that shit up, right? You have electricity, you have generators, you have everything. Why not stay in the mall? Right? It's big, but you got multiple people. Right? The zombies clearly can't get in because they weren't getting in. They got in later because you guys decided to leave. Right? But that to me was like number two was just like I would have stayed my ass in the mall. I don't know what's happening. I know there's a whole bunch of zombies that I now have to drive through to get there. And mind you, them zombies were like Usain Bolt on steroids the way they were sprinting at people. Right? Their truck turned, all you see is like these motherfuckers had form and shit. They had right angles and shit. They was like this, and then you got the one dude like this and whatever. But it's right. All right, number three. I think it was Tyrese. That was the actor that was playing the black dude.
Oh, Ving Rhames.
No, not him. The other one, the younger one. It was Tyrese or the dude from Mekhi Phifer. Yes,
It was him.
Yeah. All right. So he's being suspicious and all the entire time. Oh, you can't see my girl. Oh, she's this and that. I'm sitting here like, I would sit there like, something's up with this girl then, right? Like if she needed medical attention, he would have asked for it. So the fact that he's constantly trying to keep her away tells me this motherfucker hiding something, right? But that's my suspicion, right? I'm always gonna be suspicious because if you act out of the ordinary, you can't be rah, and then your girl is literally with us the entire time and then go, no, she alright. You don't need to check on her. Nah, fam. I gotta check her now, right? If you shoot me, you shoot me. I'm gonna whoop your ass. But you know what I mean? So there's that for me, right? That's how I think I'll survive, right? To stay in the mall, plant my plants, right? Zombies come to, mind you, it showed that zombies don't attack animals, right? So shit, I might hit me some meow meow and some you know what I mean? I'm just saying. But that's how I'll survive down to that though. For real.
Okay. So one movie that I think this is actually pretty recent that I think I'd have 100% survival rate in this is the movie Us by Mr. Jordan Peele.
Okay.
So if you don't know about this movie, essentially there is our reality, what we have, and an underground facility where, what do they call them? Your shadow?
Tethered.
Was it? No, your tethered.
Yep.
Where your tethered lives. So your tether is essentially a shadow version of you that mirrors everything you do in daily life, except everything you experience, like all your positive stuff to them is negative. Mm-hmm. And because of that, your tether automatically just hates you. So it's like, hey, you at the fair, you're eating cotton candy, your tether's eating like raw rabbit. Like, bro, he's mad as fuck at you. He hates you. And essentially they get out and the tether seeks out their actual person and they try and kill them. And a good deal of them are very successful. But the thing is, your tether is you. They don't necessarily think like you, but they have like full on intent of killing you. Like they're fucked up. They don't care. They will kill you if they get the opportunity.
Yeah.
And they all have their golden scissors, which they can stab you with.
So how would you survive?
Would I survive? So, one, it depends on where I encounter my tether, right? So if I'm at home and I hear a window shatter, I'm not going to look at the window. I'm going upstairs, getting the click-clack, and I'm waiting. And as soon as his ass pop up the stairs, blam, game over, I win. I just beat my tether. Now, if I'm at work, I work in a lab. My lab has chemicals, as well as many objects where I can hit somebody with. So, if you come at me in the lab, I'm going to either dump chemicals on you, or I'm going to beat your ass with the various things that we have around the lab. If I'm on the road, I'm going to just run your ass over because they don't drive, all right? So, like, I'm good.
I think that one is actually easy. I think Us is easy because as it showed, like your opposite is the only one trying to kill you. The rest is just trying to kill each other. So if you survive it, you're fine. Like that's
once you kill your tether, you're free, basically.
You know what I'm saying? So I give that, you know. But let's go into icons. Let's go into icons. First things first, Mike Myers. What would you do if Mike Myers was chasing your ass? right? So off rip,
Go for it. Go for it.
off rip, he getting shot.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%.
Right? He getting shot. You see all these. You see like almost the entire movie. Motherfuckers will be like running from him, trying to stab him in his leg. Yeah, that'll stop him, right? You getting shot, and if Zombieland taught you something, it's double tap. This means I shot you the first time. I'm looking over your dead body. I'm doing it again because most of the time Mike Myers comes back is because you think he's dead.
True.
He's not.
They don't make sure.
Well, unless it's that one specific movie that tried to make him supernatural. He's not supernatural. He's actually
Just a serial killer.
yeah. He's just psychotic, right? So how do you end it? Boom, right there. Not his leg, not his finger, not his stomach, right? Because all them shits can be repaired, but that head though, right? That's number one. Number two, these motherfuckers don't run.
They trip and fall.
Right? No. I'm talking about like Mike and shit. They don't run after you. They walk.
True.
Right? So guess what I'm doing? Moving. Right? Moving. That's it. My shit getting packed up. I'm gone. Right? And you know what's funny? I'm gonna make sure I park in a place that has like a view. You know why? Because if there's one thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see that motherfucker walking across the street a year later. Because they always catch up to you while they walking. Unless it's Jason. Jason kind of...
He's immortal. He comes back all the time.
Jason comes back. He knows where you are regardless. And like, I think there was one moment where it was in Freddy vs. Jason in which dudes were running from him. And he was walking. And he threw his machete, bro. He threw his machete. I think it was covered in fire at the time. So he just said... And that shit went straight. And it hit dude. I was like... Yeah, you can't escape that. Like my man had so much pinpoint precision that even the gravity was scared of this man, right? Vectors, wind resistance, all that shit don't exist no more. Right? So I can survive Mike. I can't survive Jason though. That's what I'm saying.
Hey, what you gonna do? You can't beat Supernatural. I mean that's
you can't.
That's unfortunate.
I could be Chucky ass though.
That's on my list, actually.
Go ahead.
All right. So, first of all, if I had a kid, and my kid brings home some creepy-ass doll, that creepy-ass doll is getting thrown the fuck out of my house.
Yep.
Number two.
Off rip.
If I turn around, and creepy-ass doll is back in the house, all right, that's like red flags, alarm bells going off. Mm-hmm. Throw that shit out again. Comes back again, you're getting destroyed. Yep. Fireplace, chopped up or shot.
Yep.
He starts coming at me. He definitely getting shot. Number four, he's not overpowering me. Fuck that. I don't care in the movie. Like he jumped on the one woman and started choking her with his little doll hands, which don't make any sense. Because he couldn't like.
I gotta give you this. He does have the same strength he does have as an adult. Like he actually has.
So he's adult strength.
He does have adult strength as a doll. He does have it.
Even so, he don't got leverage though with them tiny little legs and arms.
No, he does not.
So I'm just saying, you could throw him around pretty good. And I mean, like, you can hurt him. It's like he doesn't feel pain. He can get hurt. So like, whether that's me stabbing him with a knife out the kitchen, kicking him across the room, or hitting him with a bat, he's getting messed up.
Yeah, I think Chucky shouldn't even be scary, fam. I honestly don't think so. Shit. Look at fucking Annabelle.
Yeah,
literally, bring that Annabelle doll in my. I don't even care if that shit haunted or not. That shit not in my house no more. Right? I don't give a shit. Nah, fuck that. All right, you ain't about to bring a doll that look like the size of a little girl in my house where it's like this is there, and then when I'm home alone, it go. Yeah, we just not doing that. We just not. I'm throwing it. First of all, I'm throwing it out. All right, that's number one. Number two, praise Jesus. All right, there's number two. All right, number three. You know what I'm saying? I'm moving. Like same thing with Mike Myers and Jason. I'm just gonna move because it's like there's a certain dolls, in my opinion, that just shouldn't be free reign. Like this shit not suspicious, right? Yeah. Chucky died his real body died in I think it was the factory or a toy store. It was a toy store. And I think the kid had the last Chucky doll or some shit like that. But literally prior to that, there was like serial killer killed with Chucky doll in hand. Literally had the Chucky doll in his hand, fam. And you know what they said? It's good. We can sell it. You know what I mean? It was a serial killer, fam. And it was like, and that motherfucker died in the hand, bro. Like it's interested in his hand. And they go, nah, bro, package that shit back up. We can sell that shit. You know what I mean? That's number one. Number two, Annabelle. Fuck no. All right, that's just it. All right. Rule one of my shit: if it look crazy, it probably is. Right. So, any type of doll killers, the boy, what was it called? The boy, that one where like the kid was like sitting, he was living in the walls and shit, and his parents committed. I can't say it on the street, but his parents, you know what I mean, themselves in the ocean, they drowned themselves on purpose to get away. Yeah, the boy's kind of dark. Man. They drowned themselves on purpose to get away from their son because they had to take care of the son the entire time, and their son's like deformed and crazy and things like that. So he interacts with a certain boy doll, right? And again, the doll looks like it would be Chucky's fucking son or some shit. Right, he's like stand up straight and everything like that, and he interacts with the doll to interact with people in the house. So they hired this babysitter to take care of the doll as if it were real, because they didn't tell him that they had a real son. The only thing they told him was their son died. Right, reality, he killed the neighborhood girl, and they hid it from it. They hid him from the world, basically. So same thing with that is like, I'm being paid to watch this doll. Doll start moving. I'm gone.
I quit. Yo, I had to go.
No, you can't even. You can't call them. You can't call them. They in the ocean. You can't call them. They in the ocean. What? 911. My fucking. You gonna call Muriel?
Concerns.
I
need to leave.
You gonna call Sebastian under the sea? That's what you gonna do?
I don't even know on the fridge. Hey, yo, I had to go.
Who gonna read it? The ocean? King Poseidon?
Someone will.
Right? Nami, Luffy, all them motherfuckers. But dolls are definitely a no-go, right? When it comes to scary movies, the way you react, dolls are no-go. The movie gets canceled and stops at the first head turn, and then that's it, right? Word of advice, and this is and you know, we as, you know, black people, we kind of make jokes about like how, you know, white people tend to have Scooby-Doo syndrome again with the whole investigating and shit like that. Because if you see, like, I don't think twice, fam. Even if it's an illusion to myself, if I have a doll and that doll turn its head to me while I'm looking at it,
all gone.
this is gone, right? But you know, some people, they go, that's suspicious. Probably my imagination. Right? No. No. We're not doing that. No.
All gotta go.
Oh shit. What you got? What else you got, Daryl? What else you got?
All right, so here's a fun one. This one's not. It's kind of old, but I think some people might know about it. Eight-Legged Freaks. Have you heard of that one?
Oh, with the giant spiders.
Yeah. So it's a comedy / horror movie about giant spiders. So basically, this is like some town in the middle of nowhere. Of course, it's always a town in the middle of nowhere. And there's a dude who has a spider farm. And of course, years ago, the government was illegally dumping chemicals and burying shit. And in the dude's basement, there's like a little opening that leads into the old mines from the town, because it was a mining town. And of course, some of the spiders get out, they find the chemicals, and lo and behold, they get big as shit and start murking people left and right. Yeah. But people are like, I hate spiders, it's scary. Nah, it was hilarious because they decided to give like the spiders personalities and shit, which made it so funny. So like sometimes when like they're chasing people, they're like running around going like they're like diabolically laughing as they're running after people, and I'm like, this shit's hilarious.
Time never lasts.
So what ends up happening is, you know, there's the main group. Oh, someone subscribe. Fasola Haas. Fasola Haas. I mean, that's how it looks like it's pronounced. Is it Hispanic? Is it Spanish? Is it not? Otherwise, it's Fasola Haas. I don't know.
Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you for subscribing.
You put a subscription.
Oh shit! Go ahead, Jerry. Go ahead.
But so the spiders get out, the town starts panicking, and people start running around, getting picked off, yada yada yada. Now, me in this situation, like once again, I'm armed. All right, so once because it wasn't like people were still kind of like trying to figure out once the spiders were out, they were out, and people were like, oh shit, all right, we got to figure this out. So take up my gun, getting in the car, and either I'm trying to leave town, which I'm actually surprised no one tried to do, but they all just went to the mall and hunkered down there, which isn't a bad decision, but if you can get out of town, get out of town. And number two, it's I have a gun so I can shoot spiders. And also once I'm aware, I guess it would depend on the situation. Once you know what you're fighting against, you kind of your mindset should change of what you should do. So for instance, there's spiders everywhere, right? So it's don't go into dark areas, watch your back. There's spiders that can crawl on any surface. Don't just blindly run across open ground because, fun fact, there are trapdoor spiders in the movies, and they just make a little burrow, and as soon as you step on the web, they pop up and grab you, which is how they nabbed a bunch of people. People are like, I would just run across this open field that's suspiciously barren, They got grabbed. The hardest part about the movie would be the jumping spiders because they were running down people on dirt bikes.
Motherfuckers, they Air Jordan and shit with 8 legs. I'd be fucking scared too. What?
Jumping 200 feet every hop. It's so that's the hardest part of the movie right there. But if you're in a car though, you're generally fine. They can't get through the car and hurt you. So I'm gonna just get in my car and leave. So I think I'd be all right. All
right. Then I'm gonna wrap it off with a classic then. And everybody should know this because a recent game already came out for it. Resident Evil.
Bruh.
Right? So
you think you would live?
Me? Fuck
yeah.
Fuck yeah. What? You know how I know I'm gonna live? I'm gonna start from movie 1. I'm gonna start from movie 1.
All right.
Movie 1, right? When the fucking virus when shit was contained. That's it. Movie's done right there. I ain't going down there with them agents. I'm telling them myself, hey, look, the Red Queen, the chick, with the computer program is saying there's a deadly virus down there. I'm trying to contain it, right? I'm not gonna go, somebody hack her. No, I'm gonna go, I understand, miss. Sorry for your time. And then I'm going back upstairs, right? Fam, think about it. Because they wanted to be nosy. Right, mind you, it was sealed off. Because they wanted to be nosy, they let it out, which becomes the whole Raccoon City incident. Right, Raccoon incident happens. They had to nuke Raccoon City, but there are already some that escaped. Yeah, the ones that escaped then went on to infect the rest of the world.
True,
they infect the rest of the world so much that you start to see variations between the mutations. Next, you see the giant penguin flying and shit all over the world and shit. Now you can't survive if you're a regular human. Right? That's what I'm saying. It stops with me. It's movie 1. Replace me with, what's her name? Alice? Right? Replace me with her. It's done. I wake up in the shower in a random mansion. I don't remember shit. These agents come in. We gotta take you downstairs. No, you don't. I don't remember shit. I'm gone. Boom. Boom. I'm good. You know what I mean? And the worst part is, with the Resident Evil thing, is all right, let's say that still happens. Then we go to Resident Evil 2. I tell people, yo, you only infected through getting bit. Everybody that's bit, shoot them now. Don't wait. Just shoot, bam, right there. Infection gone. Right? But you know why the infection get out? Is because everybody starts to lie. They get bit. It's clear as shit they got bit. No, I'm fine. Go ahead. I'm good. Right? Now they in a crowd of people waiting to get out the city. Now you just ate your auntie. So now your auntie shit infect you and auntie infecting everybody because your ass want to lie and shit. You know what I'm saying? That shit starts right there. Everybody. Oh, you infected? Oh, it's a dog bite? Oh, it's a mosquito? You just everybody.
Damn.
All right. I don't give a shit. No, because Because it's either this. It's either I take care of you or I got to take care of 15 other people because you want to lie.
True.
All right?
True.
So it's like all these people want to lie because they want to live. Here's the thing. If you lie and you know the end result, right? What's the point? Right? Go about your go somewhere like alone so you don't hurt nobody. It's the same as like Walking Dead. If you feel like you're about to die, right? You know, Walking Dead, once they die, it happens. So it's like if you feel like you're about to die, go somewhere alone, right? Don't lie and go, I wasn't bitten, right? Because ain't that half their issues? Half their issues started because motherfuckers lied about being bitten and shit, right? Same thing happened. Same thing fucking happened in Resident Evil. Motherfuckers, I ain't bitten. Well, I think Mike Epps in Resident Evil 3's extension, he got bit in his like stomach or his titty. I forgot which one, and he hit that shit. Now when shit hits the fan, what happens? I'm evil, right? Right. The only person I've seen that actually got bit and said, you know what, I'm gonna go die, but I'm gonna die in a beneficial way was the dude from The Mummy. The Mummy Returns in The Mummy. I forgot his name, but he was in that movie. He's in Deuce Bigelow as well. But he basically said, I got bit. I'm about to die. Let me go blow myself up with them zombies. Like, come on! Like, isn't that hard? The man went out with some smoke. He smoked. He said, and then they were gone, right? But now, I'm fine. You know, just a scratch, right? Now you and Auntie just on a rampage, man. I don't know.
So I think we screwed if we ever actually get a legit zombie apocalypse.
We'd be
everybody gonna lie.
No!
Everybody gonna lie. Everybody gonna lie.
You see what's going on now? Fucking gas starts going up. Let me put gas in a fucking plastic bag, right? We are screwed if some shit happened. COVID-19, it ain't that serious. Damn, maybe it is that serious. I don't need a mask though. Damn, maybe I need a mask. I don't give a shit though. You can't. My body, my choice. Damn. Why everybody in my family got it? I don't know what's going on. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and mind you, I'm somebody who, you know, I had to hesitate getting in the back seat because I didn't know what was going on with it. You know what I mean? I didn't have COVID this entire time, but I got to do it because I have family that's vulnerable to it, right? But I'm literally seeing what happens in the world when we have a pandemic, and you literally can see motherfuckers don't be caring. Right now, there could be a flesh-eating virus in the news. The first people out in the world is going to be like, I ain't got it. Now you got it. Because you got it, now your family got it. Because you said you was fine, right? Resident Evil. See what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. That's real world shit. I'm fine. I'm good. Now your whole house got it. Now they feel fine and good. Now their job got it. Now they feel fine and good. Now all the customers and shit got it. Like, now you know the whole city got it. And then people wonder how the hell did it get this bad. It's because that one motherfucker said he was fine. That's how the shit spreads. So if I'm the one motherfucker, I'm going to go, damn, I got it. Peace. You know what I mean? Like that. But like I said, people be weird, man. People, I mean, you know, the first survival instinct and shit is to survive yourself, right? You want to prolong your life as long as you can. That's survival instinct. But there's a certain thing for us in regards to when we know we're going to die, we are more actually at peace dying faster than it is slower. You know what I'm saying? If we're fine and healthy, we prolong our life. But if we're dying, like dying, we be there. I don't know what chemical it is. Maybe serotonin. Maybe I don't know something. But you start to become more at peace with death. You know what I'm saying? Talk to your old folks about that. Trust me. But well, yeah, guys, this was fun. This was fun. I like this. I like this. Let's see. Next week. What is our topic for next week, Jared? I forgot.
That was the moral questions. What would you do?
Moral questions. Oh, this is we're just basically exploring the base and the difference between advised morality. Kevin says, okay, but what if when spooky shit goes down, you just leave?
That's the solution to most horror movies. Actually,
that's literally it. Yeah. I told you, move. I'm moving. I'm moving. I don't give a shit. I'd rather live in my car than die. Shit, what you talking about? Right? I'll sell my car. I'll sell my house. Move, buy a Tesla. I can live in that shit for 10 years. Shout out to Tesla. Sorry. Oh, we do. Oh yeah, business ethics. I remember that shit. I love that class too. Yeah, we're definitely we're going ethics and morals this week. So, Kev, if you want to join us for that, you're welcome. But with that, guys, we appreciate y'all for coming through. We'll be streaming tomorrow. Not streaming today, of course, because we're trying to keep the podcast more compact. That way, it's better editing, and now you can watch it like on your way to work and things like that. So, boom. Appreciate y'all for coming through. Stefan, I see you.